It's Lasercorn, bringing you another cast from the MLG 2010 in Dallas. Another Liquid Huck against SixJax matchup. And if you haven't seen the last game, go do a search for it now because, as usual, I'm going to spoil it for you. And the spoiler is that Huck lost. He had a quick Immortal build, which was very interesting and kind of innovative, but eventually just got overwhelmed by the Marines and Marauders pumped by Jax. His name's SixJax, but I like calling him Jax because it's easier. And yeah, too many Marines and Marauders for the quick Immortal and Stalker army to handle. So Huck went down that first game. But he's back, and we're here on Metalopolis, and Huck's looking for revenge, I'm sure of it. Little probe harassing the SCVs there. Probe coming up this ramp and engaging. And Jax wisely switching out the SCVs that have to deal with that probe because probe shields do regenerate, so they can harass and come back and eventually wear down some of those probes. That is very micro-intensive and some might argue not a good use of a player's time, but I'm no pro, so. And these guys have way higher APMs than me, so he probably can micro this probe around with no problems. But the barracks is up now, which means we'll probably be seeing a Marine. Oh no, he's probably. Oh yeah, there's the Marine. I thought he was going to save up and throw in either a reactor or a tech lab on it. Boom! And down goes one of the SCVs. See, I told you, man, those sneaky probes with their regenerating shields. Can't trust them. Meanwhile, SixJax Scout is moving out into the base of Huck. And it looks like he's going to hang out behind that SCV there. Maybe they won't notice that he's a Terran. Marine has finally tracked down this probe. He does not want to let it escape. It's trying to use those steam vents for cover, but no. Death to the probe, and a Zealot now coming right in the front door of Jax. And there's two Marines there, and now SCV's coming out to deal with this threat. And it looks like this Zealot is going to go down. Wow! But he did manage to take out an SCV before he went. And here comes his buddy, seconds too late to save his friend. And those Marines microing back now, doing that little Marine stutter step as they fire at the Zealot. And the Zealot gets one of those SCVs, and down goes the Zealot. Third Zealot now. And this one apparently heard over the radio what happened to his buddies, and he's like, you know what, I'm just going to head back to base. Probably the best move. Oh, shoot. Whatever he was building there, he did not like its position and made it explode. Looks like we're going to have an infantry heavy build here, maybe a 3 racks for Jax. Infantry served him pretty well last time, so no reason not to do it again, I guess. We've got the warp gate technology being chrono boosted from the base of Liquid Huck. Proxy pylon coming out here, so we can easily warp units in and just kind of walk them over to the base of Jax. Looks like no wall off for Huck, but 3 gateways out, and as soon as he gets that warp gate technology done, they will be warp gates. But for right now, just gateways. These barracks, no attachments, working on pumping Marines. I mean, it does have that stim pack on the way coming out of this tech lab. No expansions down yet for either player. And what do we got here? A factory coming out. Maybe we'll see some, probably tanks. Comes a small detachment from Huck, gonna run right into that SCV. So Jax will know something's coming. He moves those Marauders to the edge in preparation for this Huck attack. I don't think Huck has enough forces to breach that front door, though. Quite honestly. He's going to try, though, and taking some shots at that barracks. And the SCVs are not going to get there in time to repair it if they were even on their way. But that's just too many forces for this Protoss force to try and fight its way up the ramp. Wisely, Huck backs off. But he did take down a bunker. And look at this, he's going to try and fight his way back up this ramp. I guess I was wrong. And Stim now coming up with these Marines. Marines and Marauders focus firing down the Marauders. You can see them going down one by one. And this Huck army is going to be decimated and have to flee. And not sure what this factory's doing. I've seen some players use factories for scouting, but looks like he's sending out an attack force ahead of it, so not sure what's going on in the mind of Jax here. Uh-oh. And we are going to have another engagement. These stalkers trying to warp in to reinforce the Protoss position. And looks like we are going to have an engagement here. Those Marines and Marauders getting force fielded and broken up into a smaller group, executing some force fields by Huck. But these Marines and Marauders stem up and come after the stalkers. And with that focus fire coming from these Stim Marines and Marauders, Huck is once again in trouble. And all his stalkers are going to go down. But two more coming out of here, and they got distracted and shot at that factory for a minute. They really need to focus their fire on these Marines and Marauders from Jax. And Jax is going to just keep reinforcing. No, I'm sorry, I thought he was going to keep bringing in more. But it looks like he's decided to pull back. And Huck's going to go for his expansion now. This factory is scouting the base of Huck, trying to get some intel there. Meanwhile, we've got an expansion going up for Jax as well. And looks like that factory might just go down. But look at this. We've got forces moving in now for Jax. Right up in the expansion of Huck, and Huck warping in more forces to deal with this new threat. Meanwhile, combat shields on the way on the production tab, and more Marines, more Marauders for Jax. And the Stalker on the way on the production tab for Huck. But the production tab can be misleading because Protoss units with the warp gate warp in so fast that they're only on the production tab for a second. So don't let that fool you. And let's look at their income. Huck ahead in income. Alright, because he's got this expansion up in mining. And Jax lagging a little bit behind, but his expansion will be up in a minute, and then it'll be neck and neck. Uh-oh, here come the Stalkers. And they want to target that bunker. They want that bunker down, and the bunker does go down. And wow, that's a lot of Stalkers. Huck really backed it up quickly here. And he's got to focus fire down these Marauders. Marauders do pretty well against Stalkers. And Huck getting closer and closer, inching his way forward, taking out Marauders as he goes. SCV's now trying to join the fight, maybe deal with these zealots, but that's not going to happen. And there's the GG from Jax. Wow. So that's it. This series stands at 1-1, and you can rest assured I will be bringing you the third game. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. This is Lasercorn with Mahalo Video Games. If you have any requests for games you want casted, go ahead and send those over to requests@mahalo.com. Also, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to these videos.